Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. This is Dipen from Pune. Today I am at Sai Service Wakadewadi, which is one of the biggest showrooms in Pune, and we're going to explore the Gen 3 2024 KTM Duke 390. The front looks really massive with the new design. This is the orange color, and the tank shrouds that have come outside like this on the almost near the front headlamp. This makes the bike look really monstrous from front. Here's the blue color, and this is how the blue looks. I love the blue color overall. The finish on this blue color, this shade, it's fully metallic, and I'm really falling in love with this color. The orange color of the bike gets a orange tank, orange shrouds, and an orange rider seat. The pillion seat is of course black, and the gray color, the blue color, gets a gray tank with the blue shrouds and black seats. By the way, the tank is now 15 liters and it's all metal tank. Mirrors on this bike are straight out of Dominar UG, and other accessories, you get crash guard over here, you get a sadi guard. There's no rear tire hugger. Coming to the main specifications, the engine obviously is a single cylinder liquid cooled DOHC and is a FI powered engine and is 398cc. That's why Duke 390. And the bore and stroke is 89 by 64. Power in terms of PS is 46 PS at around 8500 rpm, and a torque of around 39 Nm at 6500 rpm. It is a liquid cooled engine, and you get a curved radiator over here. I think we've seen similar one on a ADV 390. It gets two fans to cool the engine. One is on that side and another one is on this side, and with this fan they're not completely open. I mean, they would suck in the hot air, and there's a panel at the rear, a plastic panel, which will push the fan, hot air a little bit away from the bike, and thus not passing on the heat to the rider's leg. Now this is my assumption, it is not mentioned anywhere, so I guess a good thing given by KTM. Speaking about the brakes, it gets a 320mm disc up front, and it's a radially mounted disc, a radially mounted caliper, and at the rear it's a floating caliper with 240mm disc. Ground clearance of the bike is at 183mm, and you get a underbelly exhaust. Even with that exhaust, you can see that there's good amount of space below the engine, below the exhaust, so crossing potholes and all is going to be a easy task on this one. The bike gets all LED treatment all round, so your this is where your hazard flasher starts. Okay, you press it and your hazard light starts, and the indicators are all LED. All four indicators are LED. You get LED DRLs, you get LED headlamp over here, and the tail lamp too is all LED unit. By the way, this T shape over here reminds me of my old Entorq. This is where you can turn on the flasher, and you can turn it off by pressing on and off here. Your pass light and low and high beam is here, your horn is here, your indicator buttons are here. These are all your buttons to manage your display, your engine kill switch, your starter switch. This is how the Speedo starts, and it is quite futuristic. You get all sorts of telltale lights over here. You got your gear indicator over here, your ABS on off indicator here, your traction on off indicator here, your engine warning lights over here, then your RPM meter is around here, and you can see it's got a marking over here. So if you drive under this, no, this is a fuel indicator, so this is your fuel gauge over here, and the numbers obviously are your RPM indicators, and this red line over here is your RPM limiter. The type of ABS you've turned on or off, or your manual traction control, you've turned it on and off, it can be visible here. This I think is your trip meter, your battery voltage, your current, speed, and your trip meters again here. This I'm not sure what is it. Your trip is here, not here. So kill switch is pressed, fuel is on reserve, it is telling me right now. You press this switch and you can enter different modes. You can get all the bike info. I guess this is going to tell you coolant temperature, fuel range, battery volt, and everything. You go back, you go on the ride modes, you select the ride modes, you do up and down. From here you get track, rain and street, 3 ride modes. You go back, you can switch your ABS from here, road and supermoto ABS, and then you can turn your MTC from here, visible here, your speed controls, your, I think there's some kind of navigation and music control over here. I don't know how they work, so maybe I'll come up with a video in future once I get access to the bike again. Obviously the bike does not start on when the side stand is down, or even if it starts, when you put the first gear, it will turn off. Accessories wise, you get this mirrors that I showed you earlier, you get a side stand. There's no main stand for obvious reasons, and there's a sari guard over here, but you don't get the tire hugger. Bike overall, I would say, as a 400cc is super light in this category for this price point. It weighs under 170 kgs. It is in fact 168.3 kgs. Now what all contributes to this? Because there are overall less number of panels everywhere. The wheel itself, I guess maybe 1 or 2 years down the line, KTM had upgraded the wheels where it has got only 5 spokes now, and it is super light. The trellis frame is obviously super light, and it is bolt-on frame for the rear subframe, which is aluminum based. So those who are planning to take the bike on a track, it's going to be super fun for you with this new engine, with this super light bike. I didn't speak about the tire brand which is doing this duty on this bike. It's a Metzeler Sportec series, and size is 110/70 R17, of course, because it is a 17-inch rim. At MS Interact with a size of 150/60 R17, and rating is 66H. Look at the space inside the swing arm. So this also is a hollow swing arm, aluminum based swing arm, but again hollow over here, super light, which overall adds to the efficiency of the bike. You get transparent can over here for your rear brake reservoir. Your coolant can be topped up from here. It's got a reservoir up front here. What else on the bike? The front reservoir looks like this, quite chunky. There's no visor on the bike, but of course this is a sports version. I mean, this Duke is targeted towards track use and all, so you don't need a visor. I forgot to speak about the keys too. So KTM now gives 2 covers with the key. It looks like a very small, somewhat like a badminton racket, and the covers can be removed like this, and you can use it accordingly. And one good advantage with this is, like, this can also be put into a key ring, and once you put it in your pockets, it's not going to tear off your pockets now. The glass on the opposite side is not that clear, but I wanted to show you the seat height. Now this KTM tells that the seat height is around 820 mm, which I guess is very good for me, for a person like me who's like 5'10", and I can easily flat foot, as well as when I stand there's enough space below me on the bike. Even if I sit at the rear part, at the rear of the seat, there's good amount of space, and again I can flat foot very easily. So if you plan to tour on this particular bike, it's going to be quite easy. Let me start the bike and share the exhaust note with you. So that was at low RPM. I think it is less bassy, but really sweet sound. It is not that old putter sound of any kind. Again, I'm sorry if the sound is not recorded properly, because I'm in a crowded area and I can't take the bike outside right now because I've not got my gears and all. But this is somewhat how the exhaust sounds of the Gen 3 2024 Duke 390. If the sound is not recorded properly, I would genuinely advise you to visit nearest dealer, KTM dealer, and take the feel of the bike. I think I've covered most of the points, but just in case if I've forgotten anything, do let me know. If you have any questions, do let me know. I leave contact for Sai Service Pune in video description. If you want to purchase this vehicle, if you want to take a test ride or something, you can come down here at Sai Service. It's on Old Bombay Pune Highway opposite Thermax, and of course the contact numbers will also be there. So if you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button, do share the video. And this particular vlog is out of a production vehicle. It is not of the initial vehicles, it is out of the production vehicles. This one is to be delivered soon, and deliveries, I guess, is going to start from next week in Pune at least. With that said, I'll end the vlog here. Thanks for watching. See you in a new video very soon.
Let's go. I'm in the whip with authority, looking like Sky Bree, she got a body, ayy. And she been calling me daddy lately, want me to put her in Cartiers, and the bitch deserve it. Put in work for the money she earn it. Give me top every night, lip service. Never gotta block these hoes, she worth it.